the sky was burning with light. Huge alien ships moved slowly above the cities, their metal skin shining under the sun. People stopped in the streets, staring up in fear. Some screamed, some ran, but there was no place to hide. The air was full of tension, and a strange humming sound came from the ships, low and powerful, making windows shake. Governments tried to respond, but nothing worked. Missiles fired from the ground exploded in the air, harmlessly bouncing off the alien shields. Panic spread quickly like fire. In a small city, a young scientist named Mara stood on the roof of a building. Her eyes were wide, and her heart beat fast. She had studied space and alien signals for years, but she had never imagined this moment. The signals she had been tracking for months finally made sense. They were here. But why? And what did they want? She did not know. She could only watch as the first ship hovered above the main city center. People were running everywhere. Sirens screamed, cars collided, and children cried. The aliens opened a strange, glowing portal under the ship. It was not fire, not bomb, but something more terrifying. The city shook, buildings fell, and within minutes, the heart of the city was gone. Dust, smoke, and screams filled the air. Mara held her head and felt tears burn in her eyes. Humanity had never faced anything like this before. At the same time, in another part of the world, a group of soldiers watched the skies with binoculars and radar screens. Captain Reynolds gripped the edge of the console. "They are not attacking randomly," he said, his voice hard but tense. "They know exactly what they want. And Earth is just the beginning." The soldiers looked at each other, fear hidden behind their trained faces. A young soldier named Luis whispered, "Are we even going to survive this?" The captain did not answer. He only stared at the screen, where hundreds of alien ships were slowly surrounding the planet. Meanwhile, Mara ran to the laboratory below her building. She needed answers. Her team had been working on decoding alien signals for years. Now, every theory and calculation mattered. The computers in the lab beeped and flashed. Numbers, waves, and patterns appeared on the screens. "It's real," she whispered to herself. "They are real. And they are here." Her assistant, a young man named Ken, looked at her with wide eyes. "Do we tell the government?" he asked. Mara shook her head. "It's too late. They already know. But we can do something before it's too late. I think I know how to fight them." Ken frowned. "Fight them? How?" "They just destroyed half a city in seconds." Mara's lips pressed tight. "We have to find their weakness. Every ship, every weapon, there must be a weakness." As night fell, the sky was alive with alien lights. The ships were huge, moving like stars that walked across the sky. Ordinary people could only hide in fear. But in secret, some scientists and soldiers were planning. They whispered in hidden rooms, shared maps, and watched the skies through old telescopes. They were afraid, but they also had hope. Somewhere in the chaos, humanity's courage was growing, like a small flame in the darkness. Suddenly, a smaller alien ship landed near the outskirts of the city. It opened a door, and strange creatures stepped out. They were taller than humans, with metal-like skin and eyes that glowed red. People ran screaming. The soldiers tried to fire, but the bullets bounced harmlessly off the creatures. They moved with speed, collecting people, taking them inside the ship. Mara watched from her lab, horrified. She knew this was not just an attack. This was organized. Precise. They were taking humans for a reason she did not understand. In a hidden bunker beneath the city, a small group of survivors gathered. Families, soldiers, and scientists huddled together. They whispered about what they had seen, shaking and crying. An old man named Thomas said, "If they take the cities, then humanity is finished." But Mara shook her head. "No. We are not finished. We are still alive. And as long as we are alive, we can fight." Her voice was steady, though her hands trembled. The people in the room looked at her. For the first time that day, they felt a little hope. Above, The alien ships moved in patterns, like a chess game. The humans could not understand the moves, but they knew the aliens were clever and dangerous. Mara and her team studied the signals again and again. There was a rhythm to the attacks, a pulse in the alien energy that might be used against them. She whispered, "If we can read this, maybe we can fight back." The night passed slowly. Fires burned in the distance, and sirens continued to wail. Mara could hear the screams, but she focused on the screens. Every number, every signal mattered. She did not sleep. She could not. Humanity's future depended on finding the truth before the aliens destroyed everything. By dawn, the first city was gone. Smoke rose like black mountains into the sky. People were hiding under rubble. Soldiers and scientists, like Mara, were preparing. Somewhere in the chaos, humanity was not ready to die. They were small, they were afraid, but they were determined. The alien ships looked powerful and unstoppable, but humans had something the aliens did not: courage, hope, and the will to survive. And in that quiet moment, as the sun rose over a broken city, Mara whispered to herself, "This is only the beginning. If we survive tonight, we will fight back. We will show them that Earth belongs to us." The morning was quiet, but the silence felt heavy. Smoke still rose from the ruined city, and the smell of fire and ash hung in the air. Survivors crawled from rubble, looking around in confusion and fear. Mara walked among them, her eyes sharp. She had seen enough destruction to know that fear could paralyze people, but courage could save them. She helped an old woman to her feet and whispered, "Stay with me. We will find safety." In a hidden bunker beneath the city, a group of humans gathered. Soldiers cleaned their weapons, scientists studied alien signals, and civilians huddled together. Captain Reynolds paced the room. "We cannot wait," he said. "Every hour we do nothing, more people die. We need a plan." Luis, the young soldier, nodded. "But how can we fight them? Their weapons are too strong, their ships are too big." Mara stepped forward, holding a tablet with the alien signal patterns. "They have a weakness," she said quietly. "I have been studying their energy. Their ships pulse in a pattern. If we can disrupt it, even for a moment, we can cause damage. We just need to get close enough." The room went silent. The soldiers looked skeptical. "You want us to go inside one of their ships?" asked another soldier. Mara nodded. "Not exactly. We can use small attacks, hit them where it hurts, and retreat before they can respond. It will be dangerous, but it is our only chance." Captain Reynolds looked at her. He could see determination in her eyes. "Finally," he said, "then we do it. We fight, or we die trying." Outside, the alien ships moved slowly across the sky. They seemed calm, but humans knew better. They were waiting, calculating. Every move was precise. A small team led by Captain Reynolds prepared to go out at night. They wore dark suits and carried modified weapons that Mara had helped design. The plan was simple but risky: sneak close to one of the smaller ships, study it, and find a way to exploit its weakness. As night fell, the team moved quietly through the city ruins. The streets were filled with shadows and broken buildings. Every sound made them jump. A dog barked in the distance, and a piece of metal clanged underfoot. Luis whispered, "Do we really have a chance?" Mara glanced at him. "We have to. We have no other choice." They reached the alien ship without being noticed. It hovered just above the ground, its surface glowing with strange energy. The creatures inside moved with precision, unaware of the humans observing them from the shadows. Mara studied the ship's energy pulse on her device. "There," she whispered, pointing to a small fluctuation in the pattern. "That's the weak point. If we can hit it, the ship will malfunction." Captain Reynolds nodded. "Then we do it fast." The team split into two groups. One distracted the aliens, while the other prepared a small device Mara had created. It emitted a pulse designed to disrupt the alien energy. Every second felt like a lifetime. The team moved carefully, holding their breath as they approached the ship. Suddenly, one of the aliens turned its glowing eyes toward them. The team froze. The creature stepped forward, scanning the street. Luis's heart pounded. Mara signaled him to stay calm. "Wait," she whispered. "Just wait for the right moment." The alien turned back. They had seconds to act. The device activated, sending a short, powerful pulse toward the ship. The energy shield flickered and sparks flew. The alien inside screamed in a strange, metallic sound. The ship shuddered but did not fall. It moved slightly and then steadied. The humans retreated quickly, running back through the ruined streets, hearts racing. They had done it. They had survived. Back in the bunker, the team celebrated quietly. "It worked," Luis said, still shaking. Mara smiled, but she did not feel relief. "Yes, it worked," she said, "but it is only the beginning. The aliens will adapt. They will learn from this. We have to be ready for the next attack." Captain Reynolds nodded. "Then we prepare. We take what we learned tonight and use it. Humanity will not die without a fight." Outside, the alien ships moved as if nothing had happened. The sky was dark, filled with stars and distant fires. But inside the hearts of humans, a spark had grown. Hope had returned, small but bright. Mara looked at the sky and whispered, "We can fight. We can survive. And one day, we will win." As the night deepened, humans in bunkers across the city prepared. They shared news of the small victory, giving courage to those who had lost everything. Children clung to their parents, soldiers sharpened their weapons, and scientists like Mara worked tirelessly, studying signals and preparing strategies. Every person knew that the aliens were powerful, but now they also knew that humans were clever, brave, and determined. The city was ruined, but humanity's spirit was alive. The aliens had not seen the full strength of humans yet. They thought destruction would bring fear and submission. They were wrong. Humans were learning, adapting, and slowly preparing to strike back. And in the hidden bunker, Mara sat with her team, looking at the data and the night sky. She knew it would be a long battle. Many would be lost. But humanity had started to fight. And the aliens would soon understand that Earth was not a place they could conquer easily. The sun had barely risen when humans began to move. The small victory from the night before gave them hope, but there was no time to rest. Captain Reynolds gathered the team in the bunker. "We can't wait for them to attack again," he said. "We have to hit first." Mara nodded, holding her tablet with alien energy readings. "We know their weak points now. We can plan a real strike." The team listened carefully, their faces a mix of fear and determination. Mara's plan was simple but dangerous. They would attack a small alien outpost at the edge of the city. The outpost held supplies and technology the aliens had gathered from humans. If they could destroy it, it would slow the aliens and give humans more time. "We will need speed, precision, and luck," Mara said. "One mistake could cost all of us our lives." Luis swallowed hard. "Then we make no mistakes," he said. The team nodded, feeling the weight of their mission. At night, the team moved silently through ruined streets, shadows among shadows. Fires from destroyed buildings lit the path, casting strange shapes on the walls. Every sound made them jump, a falling brick, a distant scream, or the hum of alien ships above. Mara led the way, her eyes scanning for energy patterns on her device. "There," she whispered, pointing to a glowing pulse on the alien outpost. "That's where we strike." The team split into two groups. One group would create a distraction, drawing alien guards away. The other would plant the devices Mara had made, small pulses designed to disrupt the outpost's energy systems. The moment was tense. Every step could be the last. Luis felt his heart pounding in his chest as he followed Mara through the shadows. They reached the outpost and crouched behind a broken wall. The alien guards moved back and forth, unaware of the humans hiding nearby. Mara signaled, and Luis activated the device. A short pulse shot toward the outpost. Sparks flew, and a low rumble shook the ground. The aliens screamed in confusion, their red eyes flashing as their systems faltered. The humans moved quickly, planting more devices at critical points. The outpost's lights flickered and went out. Energy shields collapsed, leaving the aliens exposed. Suddenly, one of the alien guards noticed movement. It raised its weapon and fired. Luis ducked, feeling heat on his shoulder. The bullet bounced harmlessly off his protective suit, but it was enough to startle him. Mara grabbed his arm. "Move. Now." They ran, weaving between rubble and fallen structures. Behind them, the outpost erupted in sparks and fire. The distraction group had done its job perfectly, keeping more aliens away. As they retreated, Mara noticed something alarming. Another alien ship was landing nearby, larger than the first. "They're sending reinforcements," she shouted. The team sprinted faster, hearts pounding, trying to reach the safety of the ruined buildings. Bullets and energy beams whizzed past, cutting the night with deadly light. Luis stumbled, but Mara pulled him up. "Keep going," she yelled. They reached the bunker, breathless and shaken, but alive. The outpost was destroyed. The devices had worked, but the aliens were learning. Captain Reynolds looked at Mara. "We did it. But they will adapt. They will not make the same mistake twice." Mara nodded. "Then we prepare. We cannot stop now. Every strike, every plan counts. If we wait too long, it will be the end." The small victory gave hope to humans across the city. Messages were sent through hidden networks. People whispered about the daring attack, telling stories of bravery in the ruins. Children clung to their parents, smiling faintly for the first time in days. Soldiers cleaned their weapons and studied maps, learning from each encounter. Scientists worked tirelessly, decoding alien signals and predicting their next moves. That night, Mara stayed in the lab, analyzing the data collected from the outpost. Patterns began to emerge. The aliens' energy pulses had small flaws, tiny moments when their shields were weakest. "This is it," she whispered. "This is our chance to hit hard and fast." Luis sat beside her, exhaustion in his eyes. "Do you really think we can beat them?" Mara looked at him, calm but determined. "We have to. We may be small, we may be weak, but humans are clever. And cleverness can win wars." Meanwhile, above the city, the alien ships hovered silently. Their movements were precise, controlled, and deadly. They did not expect humans to fight back, at least not this quickly. The creatures inside communicated in strange sounds, unaware that their plans were being studied, understood, and soon to be challenged. Their confidence made them careless, and humans were ready to take advantage. As the night deepened, Mara and her team prepared for the next mission. They gathered maps, devices, and weapons. Each person knew the risk. Many would not survive the coming battles. But humanity had started to fight back, and each small victory strengthened their resolve. Captain Reynolds addressed the team one last time before they rested. "We are the first line. If we fail, the world fails. If we succeed, we show them that Earth belongs to humans. Sleep well tonight. Tomorrow, the fight continues." Outside, the sky was dark but full of stars. Fires burned in the distance, lighting the ruins of the city. Somewhere, humans hid, ready to strike again. Somewhere, the aliens moved, unaware of the storm approaching. And in that quiet night, humanity learned something important. Courage, strategy, and cleverness could challenge even the most powerful enemy. The war had only begun, but the first sparks of hope were alive. Mara looked at the city from the bunker window, her face tired but determined. She whispered to herself, "We are small, but we are human. And humans never give up." The city was quiet for a few hours, but the silence felt strange, like the calm before a storm. Mara and her team did not rest. They studied the signals they had collected from the destroyed alien outpost. Patterns, pulses, and rhythms appeared on the screens. Mara's fingers moved quickly across the keyboard, decoding the strange language of energy the aliens used. Suddenly, she froze. This is bigger than I thought, she whispered. Her eyes were wide with fear and excitement. Captain Reynolds leaned over her shoulder. What is it? He asked. Mara pointed to the screen. These aliens, they are not just attacking for conquest. They are mining Earth's core energy. Every city they destroy, every outpost they build, is part of a plan to drain our planet. The captain's face turned grim. If they succeed, Earth dies. Mara nodded. Exactly. And their leadership ship, the mothership, is directing all of this. If we can reach it, we might be able to stop the attacks completely. Luis shook his head. How can we even reach it? That ship is massive. Thousands of them are guarding it. Mara looked at him calmly. We don't attack the whole fleet. Just one ship, at the right moment. We know their weak points now. We know the energy pulses. We can use it against them. The room fell silent. Everyone understood the risk. One mistake, and they would all die. But the thought of doing nothing was worse. That night, the team gathered for a planning session. Maps and screens covered the bunker walls. Mara explained what she had found. The alien mothership has a rhythm in its energy shield. It pulses in a predictable way. There is a brief moment when it is weaker, almost vulnerable. If we can strike then, even for a few seconds we could disable it, or at least damage it enough to slow their attacks. Captain Reynolds nodded. Timing will be everything. We will need to coordinate perfectly. Luis swallowed hard. And if we fail? Mara's voice was steady. Then humanity loses. But we cannot fail. As they planned, an alert suddenly flashed on one of the screens. Incoming ship, Ken said, pointing. The team looked up, tense. A new alien ship approached, larger than any they had seen. Its energy glowed brighter, and the hum it made shook the bunker walls. The humans held their breath. The ship hovered over the ruins of the city, scanning carefully. Suddenly, a beam shot from the ship, striking a building nearby. Flames erupted, and dust filled the air. The humans watched helplessly as the destruction continued. Mara clenched her fists. We cannot let them do this forever, she said. We have to act. Captain Reynolds made a quick decision. Prepare the strike team. We hit the smaller ships tonight, gather more intel, and test the devices. Every move we make now counts. The team nodded, adrenaline mixing with fear. They had seen what the aliens could do. Now they had to fight back smartly, not just bravely. Later that night, the team moved through the shadows of the ruined city again. Fires burned in the distance, lighting the streets with orange glow. The alien ship hovered silently above, its red eyes scanning. Mara led the way, her device tracking the energy pulses. They approached one of the smaller ships guarding the mothership's path. Mara whispered, "Place the devices. Hit their systems. Quick." Luis and Ken moved carefully, planting the pulses at key points. Sparks flew, and alarms began to ring inside the alien ship. The guards scrambled, confused by the malfunction. The humans retreated into the shadows, hearts pounding. The small ship shuddered and emitted a strange metallic scream. "It worked," Mara whispered. "But it is only the start. The mothership will notice soon." Back in the bunker, they studied the results. The small victory had given them more than hope. It had given them insight. They learned the mothership's defenses, the timing of the energy pulses, and the patterns the aliens used to control the fleet. "We can do this," Mara said. "We can reach the mothership. But we have to be careful. One mistake, and we are finished." Suddenly, the screens showed something new. A strange message in energy pulses, different from the usual signals. Mara's eyes widened. "They are communicating with us," she said. Captain Reynolds frowned. "What does it say?" Mara decoded it quickly. The message was mocking, almost playful. "You think you can stop us? You are weak. You are nothing." Luis clenched his fists. They're laughing at us? Mara nodded. Yes. But it also means they notice us. We are starting to matter to them. That is dangerous. And important. The humans understood the message's meaning. The aliens were powerful, but they were aware of humans' intelligence and resistance. This knowledge made the mission even more urgent. They had to strike before the aliens adapted further. Every plan, every device, every small attack mattered. Humanity had learned to fight, but the war was far from over. Mara looked out at the night sky, filled with hovering ships. She whispered to herself, "We know their secret. Now it is our turn to use it against them." The team prepared for the next strike, ready to challenge the aliens directly. Humanity's courage, cleverness, and hope were growing stronger. And soon, the aliens would see that Earth belonged to humans, not them. The night was darker than usual, the sky filled with alien ships moving like shadows across the ruined city. Mara and her team were awake, preparing for the mission that could change the fate of humanity. The data from the previous strikes had given them knowledge, but the risk was higher than ever. Captain Reynolds gathered the team in the bunker. "Tonight we move closer to the mothership," he said. "We strike fast, get what we need, and retreat. Timing is everything. One mistake, and it's over." Mara spread the maps on the table, pointing to the safest path. "We move through the ruins, using shadows for cover," she said. "The smaller ships have patrols. We avoid them. Our devices will disrupt their energy fields just long enough to pass. We cannot be seen. If the mothership notices us too early, it will be impossible." Luis listened carefully, his hands shaking slightly. "And if we are caught?" he asked. Mara looked at him calmly. "Then we fight. But we must not be caught." As night fell, the team moved silently. Every step through broken streets and rubble-filled alleys was tense. Fires burned in the distance, casting an orange glow, but the team stayed in shadows. They carried the pulse devices and small weapons, ready for any encounter. Mara's device tracked energy pulses from the alien ships. "Stay close," she whispered. "We are almost at the first checkpoint." They reached a small alien patrol ship. Two creatures moved back and forth, their glowing eyes scanning. Mara signaled Luis and Ken to set the device. A pulse shot toward the ship, causing a brief flicker in its shields. Sparks flew as alarms blared inside. The aliens screamed, confused by the malfunction. The team slipped past, hearts pounding, every movement precise. They had survived the first challenge, but the hardest part was still ahead. As they moved closer to the mothership, the scale of the enemy became terrifying. The massive ship hovered above the city, its surface glowing with energy. Smaller ships moved around it like guards around a palace. Every energy pulse, every movement, had a rhythm Mara had studied carefully. She whispered, "Wait for the moment. Now." The team crouched behind a fallen wall as a gap in the patrol pattern appeared. They ran quickly, moving from cover to cover, reaching a narrow alley leading under the mothership. Luis glanced up, seeing the massive craft above. "It's huge," he said, breathless. Mara nodded. "Yes. But even giants have weak points. That pulse pattern we studied, if we hit it now, it will create a temporary opening." Ken activated the device. A short pulse of energy shot toward the mothership. The shields flickered. Sparks and low metallic sounds echoed as systems faltered briefly. The team sprinted through the alley, taking advantage of the opening. Suddenly, one of the alien patrols noticed movement. Red eyes glowed, weapons raised. Luis and Ken fired back, not to kill, but to distract. The creatures screeched, rushing toward them. Mara grabbed a small container from her pack and tossed it toward the patrol. A bright flash erupted, stunning the aliens long enough for the team to move forward. Every second was critical. One misstep, and they would be trapped. The team reached a vantage point under the mothership. From here, they could see the alien control systems, glowing panels, and energy conduits. Mara studied them carefully. "This is it," she whispered. If we can plant the devices here, we can disrupt their control over the smaller ships. We cannot destroy the mothership yet, but we can weaken it. Luis swallowed, nodding. We do this, and we give humanity a chance. Mara and Ken moved forward, placing the pulse devices at key points. Sparks flew as the systems began to falter. A low hum turned into a screeching sound. Energy shields blinked on and off. The mothership trembled slightly, and smaller ships began to wobble in the air. It was working. But alarms blared suddenly. The aliens had noticed the disruption. Red lights flashed across the massive ship. Creatures rushed out of the smaller ships, moving toward the team's location. Captain Reynolds yelled through the comm, "Retreat. Now." The team ran, sprinting through rubble and fire-lit streets. Blasts of energy flew past, narrowly missing them. Luis stumbled, but Mara grabbed him, pulling him forward. They reached the shadows, catching their breath. Behind them, the alien patrols scoured the area, but the disruption from the pulse devices gave the humans just enough time to escape. Back in the bunker, the team celebrated quietly. The mothership had been weakened, its control over the smaller ships disrupted. It was a small victory, but a critical one. Mara studied the data coming from the devices. We learned their patterns, she said. We know how to hit them next time. And next time, we go further. Captain Reynolds nodded. The mothership knows we are a threat now. They will adapt. But so will we. Humanity will fight, and we will not give up. Outside, the night sky was filled with alien ships, moving carefully, but the humans had made a mark. They had struck the giant, and the giant had stumbled. Mara looked at the city ruins from the bunker window. Fires burned in the distance, but hope burned brighter in her heart. "This is only the beginning," she whispered. "The mothership is not invincible, and we will find its weak point." The city was silent again, but humans were awake and ready. Every small strike, every daring plan, was shaping the fight. And soon, the aliens would learn that Earth was not a planet to conquer easily. Humanity had begun its true battle, and the spark of resistance was growing stronger every hour. The city trembled as the alien mothership hovered above. Smaller ships patrolled the skies, their red lights scanning every street. Mara and her team were ready. This was the moment they had prepared for months. Captain Reynolds gathered everyone in the bunker. "Tonight, we strike at the heart of their fleet," he said. "We weaken the mothership, disable its systems, and show them that Earth will not fall." The team nodded, determination in their eyes. Fear was there, but courage burned brighter. Mara checked the devices one last time. "We know their patterns," she said. "We know when the shields are weakest. We hit quickly and retreat. Timing is everything." Luis swallowed hard, gripping his weapon. "And if we fail?" Mara shook her head. "We do not fail. We cannot. Humanity depends on this." The team moved out into the ruined streets under cover of darkness, each step measured and silent. Fires cast shadows across broken buildings, but the humans used them for cover. Every heartbeat felt louder than the last. They reached the first patrol ship guarding the mothership. Sparks flew as the pulse devices disrupted its energy. Alarms blared inside the alien ship. Creatures rushed to check the malfunction, but it was only a distraction. Mara and Ken moved forward, placing more devices on energy conduits leading to the mothership. The massive ship above hummed and shuddered slightly as systems faltered. The humans had struck true. Suddenly, red lights flashed across the sky. The mothership's shields responded. Smaller ships swarmed, weapons firing in every direction. Luis dove behind rubble as energy beams scorched the streets. Mara shouted, "Keep moving. We are almost at the core." Captain Reynolds led the team toward a narrow access point under the mothership. Sparks and energy arcs lit the area as the alien fleet tried to stop them. Every second was life or death. They reached the control hub under the mothership. Panels glowed with strange energy. Mara placed the main pulse device at the central conduit. "Now, everyone back," she yelled. A short pulse of energy shot through the systems. The mothership shuddered violently. Sparks flew, alarms screamed, and smaller ships lost control, spinning and crashing into each other. The humans sprinted away as the pulse disrupted the alien systems. Luis stumbled, and an energy beam shot past, missing him by inches. Mara grabbed him, pulling him into cover. The team was exhausted but alive. Behind them, chaos reigned among the alien fleet. The mothership's control was failing. Smaller ships collided, fires erupted, and the hum of energy turned into a deafening screech. Humanity had struck a major blow. But the danger was not over. The alien leader, a massive creature inside the mothership, activated a secondary system. Energy beams shot from the ship, targeting the humans. Captain Reynolds yelled, "Split up! Go to cover!" The team scattered, running through alleys and ruins. Mara glanced at her device. Just a few more seconds. The core is almost down. Sparks flew around them as energy pulses continued to destabilize the mothership. Suddenly, the main conduit exploded in a brilliant flash. The mothership shuddered violently, tilting in the air. Smaller ships were thrown off course, some crashing into the city ruins, others spinning into the sky before falling. The humans watched, breathless, as the massive ship faltered. Humanity's cleverness, bravery, and timing had worked. Captain Reynolds contacted the team through comms. "It's done. We did it." The team cheered quietly, but they knew the fight was not completely over. The mothership was disabled, but many alien ships remained. Mara studied the readings. "Their fleet is in chaos. We have a chance to strike more and slow them further. But we need to retreat now before reinforcements arrive." The team moved back carefully, sticking to shadows and broken streets. Outside, fires burned and smoke filled the sky. Humans emerged from hiding to watch the destruction from a distance. The alien fleet was in disarray. Some ships crashed into each other, others fled. Humanity had shown strength and intelligence beyond what the aliens expected. Luis whispered, We did it. We actually did it." Mara nodded, exhausted but smiling faintly. "It's not over yet, but tonight, Earth survived." In the bunker, the team analyzed the aftermath. The mothership was severely damaged. Its control over smaller ships was gone, and the aliens were retreating. Every system they had studied had been disrupted. Humanity had delivered its first real victory. Captain Reynolds addressed the team. "We hit the enemy hard tonight. They will recover, but we will be ready. Humans fight, humans adapt, and humans never give up." Mara looked at the night sky, glowing with fires and scattered alien ships. She whispered, "This is only the beginning. The universe is full of threats, but humanity will survive. And one day, we will be the ones they fear." Luis sat beside her, exhausted but proud. "We showed them we are not weak," he said. Mara nodded. "Yes. And we will continue to fight, no matter what comes next." The night slowly passed, and humans in bunkers and hidden shelters across the city celebrated quietly. They had struck a giant, and it had fallen. Humanity's courage, intelligence, and willpower had won the first major victory against an enemy that seemed unstoppable. And as the sun rose over a broken but surviving city, Mara knew that the fight was far from over, but hope was alive, stronger than ever. The city was quiet, but not peaceful. Fires still burned in some places, smoke curling into the sky. The alien fleet had retreated, but humans knew this was only temporary. Mara and her team moved through the ruins, checking survivors and supplies. Every step reminded them of the cost: buildings destroyed, families lost, lives changed forever. But humanity had survived. And that survival gave them hope. Captain Reynolds gathered the team in the bunker. "The mothership is down," he said, pointing at the screens showing the wreckage. "Smaller ships are retreating. We have won a major victory, but we cannot relax. The aliens will regroup." Luis nodded, still tired but smiling faintly. "We've shown them we are not weak," he said. Mara looked at him, her face serious. "Yes. But we need to plan for the future. We need to rebuild, recover, and prepare. This war is far from over." Across the city, survivors began to emerge from hiding. Families reunited, children ran into open streets for the first time in days, and soldiers helped those injured or trapped. People whispered about the brave humans who had struck the alien mothership and disrupted their fleet. Stories of courage spread quickly, giving hope to those who had felt helpless. Mara watched quietly, feeling a deep sense of pride. Humanity had faced a threat that seemed unstoppable, and they had fought back. In the bunker, Mara and her team analyzed the alien technology they had recovered. Strange energy conduits, glowing panels, and devices pulsed with power. Scientists carefully studied each piece. "If we understand this fully," Mara said, "we can defend Earth better. We can be ready if they return." Ken nodded, examining a panel. "And maybe one day, we can even take the fight to them." Mara smiled faintly. "One step at a time. First, we survive. Then we fight. Then, we win." Captain Reynolds turned to the team. "Tonight, we rest. Tomorrow, we rebuild. But never forget, humans are strong because we fight together, because we care for each other, and because we never give up. The aliens underestimated us. They will never make that mistake again." The team nodded solemnly, feeling the weight of their words. They had won a battle, but the war continued. As night fell, Mara walked to the edge of the city ruins, looking up at the sky. The mothership lay in pieces far above, smaller ships scattered and retreating. Stars shone through the smoke and fire, a reminder of the universe beyond Earth. Mara whispered to herself, "We are small, but we are human. And humans never give up. This planet belongs to us, and we will protect it." Luis joined her quietly. "Do you think they will come back?" he asked. Mara nodded. "Yes. They are strong. But now, we are stronger. We have learned, we have survived, and we have fought. Next time, we will be ready. Humanity will not fall." Across the world, similar scenes unfolded. Humans emerged from shelters, bunkers, and ruins. They shared stories of bravery, helped one another, and began to rebuild their cities. Humanity had faced destruction, and yet, hope burned brighter than ever. Mara knew that courage, intelligence, and unity were stronger than any alien weapon. The sun rose over the broken but surviving cities. Fires smoldered, but life returned. Markets reopened, children played cautiously in the streets, and soldiers patrolled to protect the vulnerable. Mara and her team worked tirelessly, helping coordinate relief and planning defenses. Humanity had survived the impossible, but they had also learned a lesson. Unity and cleverness were their greatest weapons. In a quiet moment, Mara sat with Luis and Ken, looking at the horizon. "We have survived," she said. "And we have begun to show what humans can do. But the universe is full of threats. We cannot be careless. We must be ready for whatever comes next." Luis smiled faintly. "Then we fight, like always." Mara nodded. "Yes. Humans fight. We survive. And one day, we will ensure no one ever forgets that Earth belongs to us." The camera of the story seems to pull back, showing the planet from space. Smoke and fires still mark the cities, but tiny lights of human settlements shine brighter, a symbol of life and resilience. The alien ships retreat toward the darkness, but they will remember Earth. They will remember humans. Humanity has survived, fought back, and left a mark that cannot be erased. And as the stars glimmered above the recovering planet, Mara whispered softly, "This was only the beginning. Humanity will rise. We are clever, we are brave, and we will never be defeated." The people below continued their work, rebuilding, healing, and preparing for the future. Earth had survived, and humanity had proven its greatest power: the will to survive, the courage to fight, and the determination to protect what is theirs.